What's up? I'm Tarek.
And I'm Justin from the Blue Stones.
We're at Anderson Craft Ales, and this is Beers with Bands.
Cheers.
Hey guys, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
I'm drinking a spring today. Introduce yourselves and let us know what you're drinking.
Okay, I'm Tarek, and I am drinking the Amber Ale that they have here. Yes, the Core Amber.
I'm Justin, and I'm drinking the Pomegranate Sour here at Anderson Craft Ales in London, Ontario.
So good.
Very.
So this past summer, we interviewed a band, and they happened to be wearing a Blue Stones t-shirt. What are your thoughts on people wearing t-shirts for bands to that band's concert? Like, what are your thoughts on that?
That's a good question. I have thought about this for a while because I remember reading something where it was like you're not supposed to wear the band's t-shirt to their show,
gig, yeah.
and I never realized why.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, what are, I don't know.
I mean, you're just showing you're really just showing your support at the end of the day.
Exactly.
So my thoughts, I'm totally fine with it.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I always thought it was kind of like going to a sports game and wearing the home team jersey. Like,
sure.
I don't really think it's a problem. But, yeah, I keep seeing that's like, you're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to wear some other band's shirt. But that doesn't make sense to me.
No.
So, I mean, I'm cool with it.
Can we ask which band it was?
It was Ascot Royals.
The boys.
Of
Yes.
course.
And can you guess which one it was?
Oh, Sam?
It was Sam.
Yeah,
It was
yeah,
Sam.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Sam's a great guy.
Thanks, Sam.
Do you guys have any favorite band T-shirts that you like to wear from other bands?
Yes. I have a T-shirt from My Morning Jacket.
Oh, nice.
Which inspired one of our T-shirts, actually.
That's cool.
Oh, yeah.
The one with the font
Yeah,
where it's
that's a
like
really
in an
good
arc. And I got it at I saw them in Syracuse, New York, opening up for Willie Nelson. It's just a crazy show. That's my favorite shirt.
Mine, I actually got more recently. It's a band called Welshly Arms.
Okay.
They're from Cleveland. And it's just one of those cool shirts where I really like it when a band puts effort into not just making the traditional band shirt,
Into the
making a shirt
design
that
and
you're,
quality.
yeah, exactly. Like, this is a shirt that not only supports a band that you like, but it actually looks good. So
for
I like
sure.
that.
What are you guys listening to a lot of lately?
Lately, oh my.
Can I cheat and check?
Yes, you can.
I think so with the recent release of Catfish and the Bottlemans singles, I listened to them a lot. I won't say like I was there in the early days, but like back in 2016, I really got into them and I listened to them a lot. And more recently, when their singles just came out for their next release, I kind of went back into their catalog and started listening to their old albums as well. So that's kind of been on my rotation right now.
Yeah, I went back to Kurt Weill's album, Wakin' on a Pretty Days. It's one of my favorite records of all time.
Is that a good smile?
Or
have you heard it a lot? You've heard it a lot.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
What it is.
It's just to me, it's just so Justin. I'm like, of course. And then Mac DeMarco.
New Mac DeMarco, I can't wait for. But yeah, no, I've been pumping old Kurt Weill. So
Okay. What are you guys drinking a lot of lately?
ciders. I've been on a huge cider kick, which I guess is not a kick now that it's lasted over a year. But a lot of Brickworks 1904.
Yep.
Absolutely my favorite cider of all
solid
time.
cider, yeah.
It's not overpowering. You can just have a ton of them in a night, and then you wake up and you actually feel decent the next day. So,
For me, does it have to be beer?
No. Can
Okay.
Be whatever.
So just in the last, I'd say 6 months to a year, I've been really into mezcal.
Okay.
So I've been drinking a lot of mezcal, a lot of like mezcal margaritas. Specifically, there's one called Siete Misterios that I really like. And that's what I've been drinking a lot of lately.
Cool.
Yeah. I'm going to scratch my nose. You want to hold this for a sec?
What was your first beer you've ever had? Can you remember? Take it back that far.
I honestly, I think it was Corona.
Corona?
I don't know. I was 13 and was drinking with some of my older cousins, and yeah, they were
They
just.
hooked you up.
I mean, they were still even just like 18, 19 themselves, so they didn't really know what good beer was either.
Yeah.
And we just had like a ton of Coronas. I thought I was so cool because I had like 6, and I woke up the next day and vomited everywhere.
For me, it was James Reddy. Do you remember James
Okay.
Reddy?
Yeah.
Yeah, James Reddy was the first beer that I ever had, the one with like the little quotes in the caps.
Yep.
And that was actually at one of our buddies' parties.
Yeah, one of our buddies was so into James Reddy. They had the quotes on the caps, but
Yep.
they also had like calendar dates.
Oh, okay.
It would just say like May 25th or something, and then they had like a printout that you would get in the case,
Right.
and you were supposed to glue the caps to each date. And he got every
Oh, wow.
date, like 365
That's crazy.
original caps.
Yeah.
Took a picture of it, and James Reddy was like, "Wow, good for you. Here's a shirt."
Not 365 beers.
No, shout out to Scott.
First CD you ever owned?
Oh. First CD I ever owned. I actually, wow, yeah. What was the album with Backstreet's Back on it? The Backstreet Boys sophomore release
Okay.
was the first CD that I ever owned personally. Yeah, that's for sure it, because I remember playing it like in my parents' house and dancing around to it. So yeah, that's mine.
I mean, okay, I'm gonna give a quick story because that's also the first CD I ever owned. Funny enough, I don't think.
What?
Yeah, but I mean, we were like, I was
You're
gifted
learning
that.
something new.
I didn't like buy it. I was like 9 when that album came out.
Yeah, I mean.
So, but the funny thing about that was I got it for Christmas, and I didn't want my parents to hear Backstreet's Back, like the single. So I'd like
Yeah.
always skip over it, like, oh no, we don't have to have, because the line was like, am I sexual? I didn't want my parents to be like, you're gonna take this away. So okay, but the first CD I ever bought was Metallica's Saint Anger, which I don't think has aged great, but yeah, that's my first ever. So.
What about first concert?
Oh yeah, this is a great one. For me, it was Sam Roberts Band. Yeah, I remember that specifically. It was in
Awesome,
Windsor.
yes.
It was at like this raceway, and actually we both went to that one. And it was a free concert at the time, and I remember just being absolutely blown away. And that really kick-started we had really enjoyed Sam Roberts' music beforehand, which is why we chose to go to the concert.
Yep.
But when I saw that, I was like, wow, like this is crazy to actually see live music of a band I really enjoy and have such a great time. And I think that kind of kickstarted a lot of what we do now is because of just the love that we had for going to the concert.
Right.
Yeah. What about you?
I saw Bruce Springsteen at the Palace of Auburn Hills outside of Detroit when I was like 11 or 12 with my
wow.
parents. Both my parents are big Springsteen fans, and it was during the album. I forget what it's called. The Rising, which he wrote right after 9/11, and it was just it was a very powerful experience. Like obviously he's from New Jersey, and the whole it hit him really hard, and he kind of like took it upon himself to kind of bring everyone together, and it was a really cool experience. That was my first show.
Cool. Really good first show. What about the first time? Do you remember where you were when you heard Black Holes on the radio? Do you remember?
I want to say it wasn't in Windsor. I want to say it was somewhere else. I think I might have been in Toronto. Honestly, I think I might have heard it in Toronto or something like that. I can't really remember specifically where, but I do remember hearing it and being like, this is really cool. Like I didn't, hit play on this. Like it was just on.
Yeah.
So that was pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah, mine was in Kingston. Was driving around, and again, randomly just came on the radio station, and they had the cool like bumper thing, like introducing new music, the Blue Stones. I was like, whoa! And it came on. I thought it was pretty cool. But it was, again, one of those experiences where like no one else is in the car, so you're like, this is really cool.
This is really awesome. I hope everybody else heard us on the radio. What's coming next for you guys?
So we're kind of in the middle of a tour, our first headlining tour throughout North America right now. So we're right in the middle of that. So we have to finish that in the next few months. But after that, it's going to be straight to studio. We've been writing a lot of new music, so getting the demos that we've created into a more fleshed out sort of structure, so that we can really start to see what's the next release for us. I think that's probably the next move.
What's the next thing?
Yep.
And then festival season coming up.
Yeah, and then
that kind
of
thing.
course, festival season. A lot of great ones on the horizon this summer. I really can't wait for them.
Yeah. So lastly, if you guys got the opportunity to brew your own beer, what style would it be? What would be your each individual secret ingredient? And which of your songs would you name it after?
Okay.
It's a bit
Okay.
of a mouthful.
Okay. Okay. So you go first.
Okay. I would brew a stout.
A stout.
I would brew a
Why would you do that?
because
Why would you do that?
okay. Don't
Okay,
even.
alright.
I started you on drinking stouts, so and darker beers in general. So don't even get me
ciders.
going
Okay.
on that.
Brew a stout.
Okay. So I would brew a stout. I would do. No, that's a good idea though, but I wouldn't. So I'll let you have that. I would call it Black Holes, right? Because it's a dark beer stout. And my secret ingredient would be coffee. I'm a huge coffee snob. I just like craft drinks in general, I guess. Ciders, whiskeys, mezcals, beers. So yeah, I would throw in good locally sourced roasted coffee and call it Black Holes, and it'd be a stout.
Okay. Well, based off that answer, I would probably brew a cider, and hold on, I'm not done. I would brew a cider, and I would call it The Drop, because The Drop is about somebody betraying you. It's one of the songs on the album about somebody betraying you. So I'd brew a cider, I'd call it The Drop. I'd make it so bitter that you wouldn't even want to drink it. And I
Lots
would
of hops
I
in
would
there.
ensure that on every pint glass it would say curated by Justin Tessier.
Secret ingredient.
Yeah, that's what I would do. Secret ingredient, the tears of
The
betrayal.
tears.
Tears of betrayal. How's that?
Perfect. Where can we find you guys across the board for your social media? It's all
Instagram, 100% Instagram.
Is
Like
it
we
just the Blue
actually,
Stones? That's
yeah,
it?
yeah, it's just the
Okay.
Blue Stones, and that's something that we've been more recently trying to tell people, because they're always trying to say, oh, hey, where can we follow you guys? We're very active on Instagram, and that's probably the best place to find us.
Perfect.
Yep.
And we are from Beer XCA, and we're on our new socials. It's Beers Bands on Twitter and Instagram. And thanks for joining us, guys.
Thanks for
Thank
having
you,
us.
Ash. Cheers.
I would
This
say,
is?
and this
And
is
this is. For this is. All right.
and for this is.
Okay, all right, let's do it.
Don't make me now.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
What's up? I'm Tarek,
And I'm Justin from the Blue Stones.
and we are at Anderson Craft Ales for shit.
I knew you were gonna do it. It's okay.
I had it in my head. That's what I'm saying. It must get to a point where you're just like, it's so much
We
fun.
drank for a solid 12 hours yesterday.
Do you like music?